Yes, yes, yes. Hey guys, Gerald Peters. We're here at my property in New Orleans in the French Quarter, and today we're going to have a very special guest, my friend, day trade professor.
My man, the professor.
Peters, what's up?
What's up, man?
Yes. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gerald Peters. Today we have a special guest. My friend the professor is
Thank
here.
you for having me, GP.
And I spent, I don't know, the last 3 days reading your book, which I've known Professor for a very long time. And to be honest, I don't read a lot of books on trading anymore because I teach trading, right? So I tend not to spend much time reading about trading, but I went through your book, read through it. The title, love the title, consistent, right? How to be a consistent trader.
You want to know what the original title was?
What was the original?
Trials and Tribulations of a Trader. It was too long. What do you think?
That's like the real estate book that's real estate gone bad. It's like the only guy going to read that is a guy that's a real estate guy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're just getting started, I don't know that you read that book.
Correct.
That was a good name change, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I figured that, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as going through now, when I went through there, I was going through your website too, and that article you have on from Yahoo Finance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like that. Which is funny because knowing you, and I go through that article, I'm like, yeah, this is him. Like
Which part?
You're so consistent.
Thank you.
Meaning, and that was one of the reasons when we first met, and he invited me to New York, and I go up there, and I was like, that was one of the reasons, man. Like you would go live, what, every Tuesday
And Friday.
and Friday.
8 p.m., 9 p.m. Two shows.
Everyone.
Yep.
Never miss it. So if this guy's on vacation, he's like, I gotta go live. I gotta stop what I'm doing. I gotta do consistent. That's part of the process, right?
Correct. Discipline.
Discipline. And and that's what you echo throughout the whole book. I mean, I could summarize the book. Your mindset, you agree with me, charts, that's not that hard.
No. Light work.
Right. That's the easy part.
Correct.
Learning how to read moving averages, learning the indicators, all of that stuff that's not hard.
No.
I mean, that you have to get used to it if you've never looked at a chart, right? But let's back up, because I have this problem when I I had my friend Nick on my podcast, and if I've known people and I have them on, I tend to just jump into talking, and I'm like, damn, you didn't tell me who he's from, where he's from, how old he is, what he does for a living. We just start talking, you know?
Correct.
And then 2 hours has gone by. I think I did that to you on my podcast as well.
Yeah.
Right? That was how ours went, right? Yeah. I just immediately start talking. And on one hand, that's great. Me and Robert did the same thing. He was on my podcast talking real estate. But so tell me how all this started for you as far as trader. I know you're a trained teacher for a living.
Yeah.
Right. And so, so tell us, how did this get started?
So COVID happened and I couldn't teach anymore. I already had a virtual classroom. So because we were remote, so I bought a smart board and I was like, all right, what can I do? Trading, that's it. Now I have the time. I've been teaching this for 9 years, swing trading, long-term investing. I'm like, now I can fully go into teaching it. And then saw somebody on social media. He guided me through the process.
Is this Mark or Danny?
Mark Palumba. Well, Mark Palumba's number 2. There was another one first. But then the second one is where I really picked up. He owns his own hedge fund called Delta Core Capital. Okay. It's a cryptocurrency hedge fund. Nice. So I messaged him. I saw him on IGTV, just like how you have guests on your IG. I messaged him. I'm like, yo, I like what you talk about. Can you teach me more? He goes, all right, this is the MACD. This is the RSI. Because all I used was support resistance. That's all I knew. That's how I made a lot of the money. Support resistance, you know, that's all you really need.
Right.
So then he taught me MACD, RSI, the trends, and other things. And I'm like, oh my God, that took my level to another one, where I started understanding that if I could master the candles, I don't care what ticker it is. It could be any ticker. It could be cryptocurrency, whatever. Candles is a language. Just like we all speak English. We learned English. So that once you can read the candles and understand what story they're telling you, you know what's going to happen. That's really what it is.
Right.
So once I understood that, then you get the influencer professor, you know, not the classroom professor, the influencer.
You felt compelled to start teaching.
When COVID happened, I was depressed. I was sad. I belong in a classroom.
Right.
If I'm not teaching, what you said about consistency, right?
Right.
I do it because it makes me happy. I have to do it.
Right.
Or I feel like I'm going to lose myself. At this level, like I said, I'm going to go live. You know, we're going to go live. I have to go live in 25 minutes where people depend on it. Like, oh, professor's going to go live. He's always live. Mm-hmm. You go back to my IGTV, I'm at the Puerto Rico house in a swimming pool live.
Right.
Yeah.
Consistency.
It's in my blood to teach. You know, that's why everything I have is in Ethereum.
Right.
Because that's where it's going to go to build my school.
So, I mean, that's not that long ago.
No.
You've been teaching now, what, almost 2 years?
No, 9 years. Oh, as an influencer?
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years. So, doing that. So one of the things you emphasize and that Professor talks about in his book, and the book is free.
The book is free.
The book is free.
I'll give it to everybody, by the way.
Right, and we'll put it in the show notes. And it's very similar to my book.
Tell me.
That's what I outlined this as we went through. And we may use a different term, you know, but it's basically, we're very similar. This guy, Mark, who's this Mark?
Mark Palumbo. That's my mentor.
That's your first?
Second.
Now, what did this guy do for you?
Everything. He taught me basically MACD, RSI.
So he's the guy that taught you.
He's the guy, correct.
And then Danny P is who?
Danny P, I told you, he's like the Donald Trump of Connecticut.
Right.
Owns 40 houses, multi-millionaire.
He's laughing.
No, if you go back
do you know him? Okay.
You go back
you saw you saw the vision in your head.
No. If you go back to my videos, he had a party one time. This is a true story. The cop shut it down. He went to jail. We had one of the biggest. He throws parties with his women
Put it on your resume.
Yes.
Right.
He went to jail for that because it was in the heat of COVID. He literally had a party where his house was packed. And I'm talking women everywhere. It's literally Donald Trump. Literally, he's Donald Trump of Connecticut. That's what we call him. He pushed me to be more and become more of myself. He's like, yo, you should write your own book, create your own YouTube channel.
Right.
Don't, just take the coattails of other people, make a name for yourself. That's what he did for me.
And if these guys follow my content, what do I always say? Life worth living is a life worth documenting.
Correct.
And we'll get into that, like documenting your trading. Even if you're not, like the goal, you don't necessarily have to try to be an influencer. But for me, just documenting what I was trying to do, like you're buying a house, take pictures of it, put it on your IG. It's a log for you.
Correct.
Right? Even think about this. I was thinking the other day, Instagram, what a perfect trading log. Like if you just had an account that literally every time you took a trade, you snapshot the chart, put it on there, wrote your entry, your exit, you could go back over the next year and see every trade you made.
That on my site, did you see it? I have a free trading journal.
Right, I know you have one.
Yeah, I mandate
and
my
as I was reading your book, I was thinking about that. I was like, wow, Instagram would be, you could have a private account.
Yes.
Just for you, that you upload each trade. Maybe it'd get a little cumbersome doing that. I keep a trading log. It's different than the way you do it.
What's in yours?
Really on mine, it's just short. It's like the date. I do a lot of adding and trimming. That's most of what you'll see, adding and trimming, because I'm trading around positions. So there's a lot of, and a lot of times people are like, what do you mean by that? Trim. I mean, like,
you took some positions
trim
out of
your
there.
hair, like, you know what I mean? Like, take a little
profit.
And they want to know exactly how many. I'm like, no, man, it's just a weight. Like, if it's run up and you've made some money, take some off. Pay yourself.
No mindset type of stuff in there? Like, how was you feeling that day? What was your mood?
You could. Now, here's the problem. Like, I've been trading 21 years, so my mood's pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's not exciting.
No, I mean like this. Like, say you didn't sleep one night really well. You woke up and you're just like thinking straight, like, all right, let me take more out of Uber than I should have. And then later you're like, oh, damn, why did I do that?
That's probably a good idea. And if you're new, I know Joe, he keeps an intensive log. And, I mean, every day updating, what stage is it in. And
do you record your trades? Like no, like recorded, like screen recorded.
No. I take a screenshot every month of my account that has every transaction I did that month.
Gotcha.
I bring that in and I file it.
Yeah, and he follow it. I guess everybody does it a different way. I like what you're doing though. That's a good way to do it.
Screen recording is the best thing you can humanly do. When
Right.
you're trading it live, screen record it and then go over it later. Every sports team does it. Every coach does that. They go over their plays afterwards.
And your mood,
100%.
you're bringing that into your trading, and you make a lot of what I would call not unusual, interesting connections. And I'm gonna talk about that. Like you were connecting dieting to trading success.
Intermittent fasting. I 100%.
I'd never read that, but
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like he makes a lot of connections like to your normal life. Like if you're struggling with whatever, you're probably going to struggle
Yes.
you could struggle in trading.
The reason why is that people ask me, how the hell are you consistent? And I look back, I'm like, that's true. How the hell? Oh, wait, I had one mentor. Oh, wait, I didn't jump from strategy to strategy. But also, where's my discipline coming from? Intermittent fasting. If you can learn to control what you eat and drink and your vices, this is the big one right there, you will know when to sell. Oh, damn, the candle just hit resistance. I got to get the hell out of this trade. Let me hit sell. You notice my 8 p.m. show, less numbers, 9 p.m. show, 3 times the numbers?
Right.
People think it's the charts. Oh, professor, I get it now. Let me go do it myself. Oh, damn, but I can't hit that sell button. I can't hit that buy button. Your mindset's not there. You're not disciplined. You have no conviction to trade. That's it, right? That's why the 8 p.m. shows is my main shows that I save, and it's like mandatory.
Right. Conviction. That's a good word, man. I use that
Your
word. A lot.
word.
I know I use that a lot. So in the beginning of the book, Professor talks about the importance of a mentor. Now this was huge in my life, and not even trading mentors. I used to be involved in direct selling and things like that, and I had a guy that was a mentor who really taught me marketing, selling, promoting yourself, that kind of stuff. And some of the phrases you'll hear me use, I got from him. He's an old man now, so and he would say that like, what you give away, you get to keep.
Correct.
I got that from him. And he would give away, and that would bring people to him. Well, he's in the people business. So by giving, he received,
Correct.
And a lot of that I got from him. And of course, he got it from other people.
Well, that's a Jesus thing.
Right, and it
there.
goes back to
Yeah.
most religions. But one of the ways that and another thing that I say a lot is what you think about comes about.
No.
And whatever thought you're holding, like if you're walking, and it could be good or bad, right? Like if you have vices, like you were saying.
Correct.
If they're in your mind all the time,
Correct.
you're going to do them.
Mm-hmm.
And whether good or bad, right? So like real estate, I'm constantly out. I just get out of the car. Wow, I wonder how much this is.
Just like that on a regular day?
Yeah, I mean, I bet Robert does this too. I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm walking around. What are you guys doing? And I start looking, and I pull it up on Realtor. How much is this? How much would it rent for? And I just start playing this game in my head, And everywhere I go, I'm doing that. And what you think about comes about.
Correct.
That's how I've gathered homes. Is I'm always thinking about homes.
You're putting it out there.
I'm putting it out there.
Correct.
And that's free.
Yeah.
Thinking is free. There's no cost involved. So a lot of times when people say, well, I can't afford that, or I can't, say, yeah, but doesn't mean you can't consume it and fill your mind with it.
Correct.
And then somehow the universe tends to open doors and windows unexpectedly. And we were talking about that today. Money that I've made over my 20 years. Obviously, I'm 51. I've been at it longer, but I was a mess until I hit like 30 years old. I mean, broke. And I'm talking to some of the younger guys here, and they got $250,000. They're under 30, and they got $500,000 in the stock market. I had zippo. Zero.
Well, one of your students, 428, millions of dollars.
Millions.
Every month.
And he's what, 20?
24.
And to see a guy like that ask my advice,
Yeah.
in my mind, you have that much money, that much wealth, you probably know a lot, but not necessarily. I mean, he does now, but you still needed mentors.
Correct.
And it's not the zeros. I mean, he found a way to leverage himself through other people. That's the beautiful thing about the internet, right?
Yeah.
Like this video will go out 5 years from now, someone will watch it and click on your book. You'll be famous then, and then they'll.
God willing.
Yeah. So like it's amazing, and part of, I talk about that a lot, pushing your intent into the universe.
Correct.
That's what this is. This is a push. These guys come in here. This is a push for you.
Correct.
Because it's a pain in the ass to come here.
No.
Right? You gotta get up early, you gotta drive, you gotta wreck on the highway. Everybody's got, like, he just rolled up, right? Like just now from.
Who came from the furthest place? California?
We got some Californians over here.
California.
Wait, wouldn't New York be further?
Than California?
California? How long was the flight?
I think we're about in the middle, right? Even.
Yeah, we're even. Yeah. Okay, California. Okay.
Is somebody from California in here?
Right here?
Oh, you're California.
Yeah, he's
And how long did you flew, right? Obviously.
2 flights.
2 flights, man. And that's pushing your and you know, and he's in my trading group.
Mm.
And
might be pretty far.
Yeah, he's active on my live shows. I see him in the comment
right,
section.
yeah, he's a trader, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's awesome, right? Like it's such the world, the internet has made the world, it can be small. And then mentors and then people like yourself and other people, you want to find, in my experience, try to find mentors that you can identify with.
Yes.
And they have the same, what is the word?
Mindsets. Go.
Mindset, value system,
Correct.
ethics.
Yes.
Right? If you're a criminal, you might have a different mentor than you would if you were trying to be, a pastor of a church, maybe.
Correct.
Like you're going to have different kind of mentors.
Correct.
And so make sure that those people line up with your value, right?
True.
It's true.
It's
like
true.
make sure that their value system
That's
is aligned. There's people who wouldn't like me. I yell and curse a lot as part of my brand.
They love that.
There's people that love that. They are like, oh, it seems so authentic. Like he was telling me that I connect. I feel like you're my uncle.
Yeah.
He's
I told you that. My dad, the way you act when you get angry, my dad to the T. You look a lot like my dad, I'm telling you.
That's funny, man. That's probably why we connected.
100%.
Right? And then there's other people I meet and they're like, man, I really wish you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I really like your content, but I can't watch it because you curse too much.
No.
Sorry. I'm just being me, man. That's how I talk. I was in the army and then I worked in a prison. That was just how we communicated,
It's funny, I get the opposite. People are happy that I don't curse. They're like, I can watch it with my kids. They're like, we put you
Right.
on Friday nights and the children are there.
She's got her daughter watching me.
My 3-year-old watches him.
Yeah. And I have a lot of people tell me that. Their kids watch
And
me.
then
And I'm
she-
always like, oh my
And then
goodness.
she says, your daughter says the F word?
No, my son requests his YouTube.
He's either going to be rich or he's crazy, right? One or the other. That's funny. That's funny. But it makes you aware too, like there's a responsibility there.
Correct.
To make sure that what I'm saying is real. And it doesn't apply to everyone. And back to trading, you trade different than I do. The stuff's the same.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Time frame.
Time frame's different.
That's it.
That's the main thing.
No.
And I think that applies to life too. Like, you got guys in their 20s. Robert's my age in his 50s. Joe's in his 50s, 26, 25, 29. I was making you younger. So everybody's at different ages and approaching things, differently. And yet we're all a lot of doing the same thing.
Correct. All the goal is to have consistent cash flow.
Right.
That's all it is. Everyone here is for the same reason. I call it another paycheck, trading, and consistent cash flow. You take your profits, consistent cash flow every day. The market's always giving you some kind of opportunity. Find it. If it's not there, no worries. Another day. Consistent cash flow. That's all we all want.
Yeah, I mean that was the end goal. That for me, I've heard them call it FIRE movement and these things on the Instagram.
What's that? Fire movement.
FIRE, financial independence.
Oh, FIRE.
retirement.
Yeah.
FIRE. First time I heard that, I'm like, what? And there was like, I didn't know we had a name for this.
Yeah.
I thought it was just hustle, make a bunch of money, and like I didn't know we had a name for this. And I knew, it wasn't so much to get rich. I say that a lot now. I want to get rich, but it was like I didn't want to have to get up unless I wanted to. I didn't want to do any work that I did not want to do. Like I just wanted control of my life.
No.
And if I wanted to work, I'd work. If I wanted to have a job, if I wanted to, maybe I want to be a bartender and be worth $10 million, because I want to be a bartender.
Correct.
Not because I have to. That was always my goal, and that's how I got into trading and real estate and everything. Is pursuing that financial independence.
Correct.
And I think traders or investors of any type, that's what we're looking for, man. We're trying to.
I say the equation.
Self-control. I mean, self-autonomy.
I'm similar to yours. I'd say the equation should equal to happiness. I don't care what the pluses are. It's happiness. I only want to teach. That's my happiness, and that's it for me. I'm done. I want to teach till I die. I say it all the time. I'm sure you heard me say it. I'll be 100 going live from Puerto Rico while he's teaching at the school.
Yeah, that's funny.
I gotta get. Where did Mrs. Peters go? He's coming to We guys are coming to Puerto Rico in April. Come on, we're getting a mansion.
He'll do it. He was just in Egypt, just invited me, and I didn't go. And he's standing in front of
Yeah.
pyramids.
My
talking
mentor-
stocks.
For me.
You were supposed to be there with me.
I know,
I,
man.
I had a whole film crew with me for you.
No.
It's just like no. The yeah. So the importance of you would stress mentorship, right?
Yes, you have to have one mentor.
And that doesn't have to be like I see people do these mentorship programs, and I'm not against that. I think there's something to that. There's nothing wrong with organization, but like I don't script videos.
No.
I don't script my Sunday live service, and I've done one almost. I don't think I maybe missed a couple, but I do them on vacation.
Oh, so you're like me.
I do them wherever
I
I'm
do the
at.
same thing.
I got to do the Sunday service, right?
Why?
Now a little bit, I do it out of a sense of obligation,
Boom. Yes.
because I know there's people and they'll go, man, you didn't do Sunday. Like I remember the first time I skipped one, because honestly, I didn't know if anybody really care. People, you see the numbers, but they're just numbers.
Yes.
And I didn't do one, and I checked my Instagram, and there's like, they were asking, where's the Sunday service?
Yeah.
And then I had a guy one day stop me here actually, and he's like, just stranger, he's like, man, man, I really look forward to those.
Yes.
He goes, I don't even really trade much. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that which then makes me take them a little more serious, but they're not scripted.
No.
So I talk for an hour and a half, and I have no idea what I'm going to say, other than the basic outline. I'm going to try to teach the money flow, what I call the money flow. But each week I try to do it from a different angle. It's tough, but like you said, consistency, and I'm also talking to myself. A lot of times, like
Yeah.
I'm really teaching myself, but I'm not a trained teacher. Like you're a trained teacher.
Yeah. But you're good. I told you you're good.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that.
When you do your whiteboards, you're doing great.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And when you go off on someone, I'm sure everybody had a teacher that went off on you when the kid acted out. You're actually more of a teacher, professor than I am.
No
because
way, man.
I don't go off. When I have a kid that misbehaves, I don't go off. I'm like, all right, I'm sending you to summer school. You're done.
I caught one of his lives. I think I had snuck in too. You're like, hey, I'm fixing to go Mr. Peters on you guys. Like,
Yeah. Yes.
that was so funny. Man.
Yes. Anytime I go off on him, everyone in the comments starts saying, he's turning into GP. He's turning into GP. I'm like, I'm about to go GP on you right now. I'm about to.
That's funny, man. That's funny. So mentorship's important.
Yes.
Now, something I would add to mentors. A lot of people have been mentors to me, and I've never met them. They don't know I exist. I just vicariously, through either watching their content or reading. It really wasn't even called content when I was doing this, but like books. This is crazy. Like the guy that I learned a lot of real estate from, Robert Allen, right? Multiple streams of income or whatever that book was. He actually went to jail or he got arrested for a lot of the stuff he was teaching was,
Let me guess, anti-taxes.
Yeah, it had something to do with that.
Yes.
He was a guru, and they came down on him. But the guy changed my life. Like his energy, his explanation of real estate, like everything, like it really had a huge influence on me. He had problems, personal problems, but I didn't need to be there with him to get something from him.
Correct.
But
Learning from a book or a video, you get it right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is special though to meet someone that you've spent time with.
Correct.
Like she said when she came in, like, oh my God, so if you've watched someone, and I've had that experience, meeting someone from Instagram that you follow or YouTube, you're like, wow, man, you're right here, man.
Correct.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
When he came to my New York event, because I saw him and the way he yells at people, I'm like, this is the nicest human being I ever met. What the freak? This is not the IG guy.
Right.
I took him to Grimaldi's Pizza. If you don't know, it's the best pizza in New York. And I'm like, why the hell is he taking so long to eat? I'm like, he doesn't like it. You remember? Every 5 minutes, you don't like it?
Yeah, he kept asking me, you don't like it?
You don't like it?
"No, I love
I'm like,
it.
come on, man.
I just eat slow.
I ate 4 slices. He's on his first one. But again, I forgot. I'm like a Texas. You guys, everything's slow and gentle and nice.
you're in
I'm
no
like,
rush.
I get it.
Yeah.
We're always in a rush.
Yeah, one of the things you talk about in the book, so you stress the mentorship, and I agree. And you also stress the idea of staying with one for a minute.
Correct. I say 8 months at least.
Right. And you can have too many voices in your head.
Correct.
I mean, because like you could have one guy look at an event and go, like say right now with this stuff in Russia, they'd be like, man, this is the collapse.
Yeah.
Like this is the start. Like you could have someone and all of a sudden, and then your other guys over here going, no, this is a good opportunity.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have another guy, who's saying something else, and you got to be careful of the voices that you have in your head. And I'm not saying don't listen to the news or any of that, but be careful of the people that you're giving value to, because it could start to mess up your compass.
Correct.
What you're trying to do.
I tell people that when they DM me, they're like, Professor, like for example, I don't know if you guys heard about the new coin Cheddar. I told people in my live, please stop DMing me about Cheddar. You got that too. It's a new coin that just got pumped aggressively. And I'm telling people, number one, it's garbage. It's already run its course. But then you have other influencers on YouTube saying this is the greatest thing ever. Everybody get into Cheddar. And I'm going, damn. If you can learn to read the charts, you never need me ever again.
Yeah.
That's my mission.
Right.
You never need me again.
Right. That's kind of my mission, teaching trading. And I'm sure you guys that trade with me probably have seen this where I send a text alert and you were like, yeah, I already did that. Like they're ahead of me. They knew I would be buying this, right? And so I usually wait till 11 or maybe around 1 before I don't do any moves at the open. And then most of the time they've already, because I'll get messages back going, oh man, I feel like I'm getting this because I already did that.
Nice.
And so I'm like, yeah, my job is accomplished. That was what I was trying to do.
Correct.
We were talking about this outside, but you talk about focusing all your energy on, I think you called it on one thing. I'm a huge believer in this.
You tweeted my quote in your on Twitter for my book, and someone says, no, not the family. I said, no. You neglect every single thing until you master this one thing that you really, really want.
He says it, which is controversial.
Yeah.
He says in his book, listen, if you want to be great, you have to only do that.
Yep.
For a period of time.
Yep.
Which means you're probably going to have your spouse mad at you.
Yep.
You're like, obviously there's some things you have to do. You got to take your kids to school.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to do. Yes.
But what you're talking about is all your other time, the room that's in your brain becomes consumed to where other people are uncomfortable around you.
Correct.
Or it's like, would you please shut up about that?
Yes.
If you're not getting that, you're probably not. I'm sorry. My wife laughs.
No, I told you the story. I was dating a girl. She left me because of that reason.
Right.
She goes, that's all you want to talk about. I introduced you to my family. You want to look at their
He
portfolios?
immediately asked him, do you own any Ethereum?
That's a true story. That's a true story. The last straw was...
Well, she just told me a story about you. Their first date, he's asking her about her credit score and.
Oh damn! I don't know about credit score. I don't know.
She's got her money together. And
I don't.
Like,
no.
Damn, Robert.
And I do that though. I do that to people.
No, but some people can't. Like I said, right? When she introduced me to her sister, I said, "Yo, what's your portfolio?" I'm like, "Robinhood." I said, "Yo, we can't talk." She goes, "The next day, that was the last straw. We're done." I said, "Okay, what do you want me to talk about? Sports? The weather? I don't know anything about that, but yeah."
Right. I don't. Yeah. That's. And that's, man, it's so true. And I used to think I had obsessive compulsive habits, maybe. Like I just latch on to something, and it's just my whole life. And it could be weird things. Right now, I've been learning to play the harmonica.
Gotcha.
And
It's not weird.
Right. I think you should have things in your life that are artistic. Like
Yes.
you're a painter, you're a drawer. And it could be different for every person. Like what maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's this or that. And I play guitar. I started playing this harmonica. I'm buying courses. I'm looking at it. It's obsessed. Like if you were to, and you know, because you pull up my YouTube, harmonica videos. It knows. It knows what I'm.
The algorithm.
Yeah, it's like YouTube. Oh, we know what Gerald wants to watch.
Yes.
And it becomes obsessive, man. And that's the only way to get good.
Yes.
So if I obsess for 1 year, I promise you I'll be good. I can play out on the street and people are like, man, this guy's pretty good.
100%. You put all your focus into
and then
one
I
thing.
can lighten up on that.
Yes.
It's a period of time. That's what you talk about.
That's it. Give it all your focus for a little bit of time. That's what helped me master the charts.
Right.
I looked at JetBlue. That was the first thing I started trading during COVID aggressively. I wrote it from 7 all the way to the top. I traded MRO, it's an oil stock, from 7 all the way to the top. That's like my thing. I find the bottomed out stocks completely just decimated, understand their support resistant levels from the bottom to the top, and I just ride the wave right back up. That's all I did. I sat there and I looked at JetBlue. I'm like, what the freak? Why does JetBlue do what it does? And it connects to every other thing. Cryptocurrency, the same thing.
Right. And so one of the things that the professor talks about in his book is limiting your world of the number of stocks that you're looking at.
Yes.
And I see this a lot, and it may be because I run a trading group and there's hundreds of people in there, and people are constantly sending me tickers, and it's like, how can you watch all of these?
Correct.
So like I watch about 100 stocks. Yeah, I trade a little different than you, but it's been the same 100 for
Oh, damn.
a very long time.
Gotcha.
You know, every once in a while I may let a new stock creep in, but honestly, I could narrow that list to 10 and never look at another one.
Yes.
But people feel like it's one you don't know about yet.
Yes.
There's this secret one, and this one's going to take
Yes.
off, and it's like, dude,
Yes.
you had some last month that now have run because you stopped looking at them.
Yes.
And I would go back and analyze all my trades, and I'm like, wait, I was in that. Now it's $95. What happened?
Yeah.
Well, I was over here messing with this.
Yes.
You know, and there's something to that, narrowing in your world and focusing. And it's like, that's not my stock. And I don't know if you guys ever listen to me on, sometime I'm like, fuck that stock. I say that a lot. And they're like, what do you think about this stock? Fuck that stock. It's not my stock. I'm not looking at it. I don't give a fuck about your stock. And I say that a lot on my lives. I don't like your stock. Fuck your stock. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm not meaning to be mean. I'm just trying to overemphasize the idea that like I don't care about, because I'm focused on this one.
Correct.
Or these ones. And in your case, it was literally 3.
3, then I narrow it down to 1, which was JetBlue. I'm like, which one moves the nicest throughout the day?
But you teach your students go find 3 stocks.
Just 3.
Just 3.
Just 3. That have clean patterns, that follow the 4 stages of the market, respect support resistance, follow the SPY. And if you're talking about cryptocurrency, same rules apply. You only find 3 crypto coins and you trade them.
Ethereum, Sol.
So one of them right now that I see that's very Matic is phenomenal. It respects support resistance to the T. If you saw my video in the Nile River, I talked about Ethereum and Matic. Unbelievable.
Right.
That's all you need to do. Find the ones that follow clean. Like everyone and their mother was obsessed with CRO, crypto.com. I said, cool, it's fine, yay. But it's only had 2 things, up and down. Now sideways, now it's moving. But there's so many other possibilities there. That's fine, CRO is fine. But find ones that consistently go up and down and ride the volatility. And there's cash flow right there. That's all it is.
And you talk about, and I'm jumping ahead, but you made me think, be the spider.
Be the spider, yeah.
Yeah, that's from your book, man.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm
thank you.
going to have to clip that.
Yeah, take it, take it. People have been taking it, and people have been sending me people's stories saying it.
Think about a spider. What does a spider do?
Yeah, that's how I came up with it.
Right.
I was brushing my teeth. I live in Long Island in New York. You have a big backyard and spiders come in. And I was sitting there brushing my teeth and I looked at the spider. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. He's just chilling there.
Right.
He just waits for a bug to fall on the web, support resistance. And when it does, he takes the bite and then boom. He just waits. And I'm like, that's what I tell my people. Be the spider. And that's where it was born. Just randomly one day. Take it.
Be the spider.
Be the spider.
Because I've referred to the 200-day moving average as being like a spider web.
Gotcha.
Stocks hit it and they stop. And if they're going down and they hit it from above, they tend to stop at the 200 institution. It's usually because institutions follow the 200
Correct.
very closely.
I call that steel.
Right.
I call the 200 moving average steel,
right.
because it's one of the strongest. The 9 is
Right.
wood. The 20 is concrete. I used who was on my live when I was doing that last week? Anybody? Nobody? Damn, I gotta get them on my live shows. Where I use the construction analogy, and I was calling it rebar.
Okay.
Somebody goes, no, it's rebar. I said, oh, rebar, my bad.
He's like, these hands look like they do construction. But yeah, I like that. And then you'll observe that behavior. If price is below the 200, it tends to run and hit it and stop.
Correct.
And in our trade group, we call that the bread and butter trade. And the bread, and I call it the bread and butter. And you'll like this because it's a large cap stock. It has to pay a dividend. When those go below the 200, they almost never stay there.
They always bounce back.
Institutions need to buy income.
Yeah.
Insurance companies, banks, investment firms. And if say Clorox right now as an example, it's blasted through the 200, it's going to stop.
Yes.
And then it's going to go sideways.
Yeah.
And it will come back to that 200. Now, it may not break through it and keep going. It may. but it's going back to that 200.
And you can take profits and then wait for it to get above and get back in for the safest
for
entry.
swing trading, in my opinion, the safest swing trade in the world is a large cap stock that pays a dividend, trading below the 200 that sets up. I mean, I think I could run a hedge fund and that's all we do.
100%.
We just watch the 200 top dividend stocks waiting for that setup, and we just put millions in every time.
True.
I mean, I really think you could. I'm sure there's people doing that. I mean, I can't be the only guy who sits around.
That was one of the goals in the school. I told my students, every person that's been a seminar student, guaranteed to come to the school for free. Live in the dorm if it's empty, whatever you want. And we'll have a time where we all sit and strategically trade together. That's one of the goals.
You could create a prop trading firm.
Well, I don't want to do that, but
that sounds
just
like
for
a job,
fun.
right? That sounds like a
Yeah,
job.
If it's not teaching, I don't want it. That's my thing.
Right. So the professor wants to open up a trading school in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds like a good job, right? Hang out on the island and
That's when I get married and have kids and just enjoy it. I see my kids running around campus. That's the goal. Yeah. You said you're going to come and teach.
I am, man. I'm
Yeah.
definitely.
And then you're going to have to help me, when I become a philanthropist, helping poor people. That's the next goal.
Right. I like the idea. I was going to share, if you guys get his book and read his book, he has a story in there. He teaches economics to kids, in high school kids, right?
Yeah.
You teach high school kids.
I taught college, but it wasn't for me. The kids are just like, what's on the exam? Is this on the exam? Is that on the exam? I'm like, bro, forget the exam. Let's learn. No, is it on the exam? I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
That's all they care about, the exam.
The exam, right. So in his students, the ones that did the best, because you give them fake $10,000,
Yes.
they got to trade it.
Demo trading, $10,000. Everybody gets $10,000. We're all in a competition together. I play with them, and we see who makes the most. You just have to make $100.
And then in the book, he talks about other teachers contacting him. The kids are in English class trading.
Yeah.
Like they're in there watching their charts, and
Yeah.
they're not doing English. Back to they're obsessed.
Yes.
They became obsessed.
Correct.
And it's like, fuck English. Like, I have to study these charts.
They're like, this is where it is. What
Right.
Shakespeare's not going to provide me for a paycheck.
Right.
There's no cash flow in Shakespeare or
Right.
MX plus B.
And that's where, that's the spouse going, would you stop talking about this? Or the people around you were like, this is all you talk about. Like,
Do you get those members that message you on the side saying their spouses, my husband or my wife keeps watching you? Like, what is this about? I get those messages. They're upset. I'm like, I'm just teaching people how to trade.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Support group.
Right. My wife's just starting a support group for the wives. Or it could be the other way around too. It could be husbands, like like her husband, like he's maybe not necessarily watching me, but she is,
I don't know about you. Do you have a large women following? If you go to my live chat, it's
Not
just women,
large.
women, women. I'm like, what the frick?
You better young, nice hair, dressed up nice. That's not me. Dude, I get made fun because I'll go in there literally from working on a house, covered in paint, and I'm up there teaching stocks. And I used to early on, I'd have kids go, "This guy can't even afford a shirt without paint on it. Why would I listen to him?" That's funny, man.
You got 12-year-olds? I got 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds.
I have young kids too.
Yeah.
That's always freaks me out. But I used to do I've only done a couple. I do these boot camps, and it was 30 days long. I think I charged $100 for the last one. It wasn't. It's nominal, and we live trade. And I show you what I'm doing. I go live on, I had a separate Instagram account, and I'd let just those people on there.
Gotcha.
And the video that day would be just for them. And I'd break down the S&P, where technology was, where this, the big six. And then I would find trades, and then we put them on. So we do it together. And then I would, as the trade unvolves over 30 days, I would talk about it. And we called it the 90-day boot camp, or was it 30-day boot camp? Is it 30? Went really. I had a lot of people do that are now still trading, doing well, love it, and I get asked all the time to do another one. But man, it's such a commitment, 30 days. Because on top of that, of doing that, I've got to do everything else that I do.
Correct.
Life, content, run the group, do this and that.
Correct.
Yeah, it was tough, but I got a lot of great feedback from that. I'd like to do another. But anyway, from that, I started having people going, hey, next one you do, I want my 16-year-old cousin to do it.
Yes.
Or my nephew. And I'm like, well, if they want to do it, I'll do it. But if you're making them come
You
to
don't
my
want
class, I don't want to do that,
Yeah,
right?
I feel you.
Yeah.
Same thing when I do my 4-day seminars, 30 plus hours. I have 12-year-olds there.
Right.
Yeah.
So we covered mentors. I definitely want. We covered that. We covered it being obsessed.
Yep.
We both agree with that. Something else that you talked about. We just covered that. Limiting your vision of the market, right? You can't see it all.
Correct.
You can't trade every crypto coin.
Correct.
There is a style of trading where you seek out meme stocks and breakouts like
The
that.
Wall Street bet guys, the diamond
Right.
hands.
That is not me.
Me neither.
I have no interest in it.
Me too.
I give two shits what they're watching.
No.
And I know people would like me to because, there's fast money there maybe.
Correct.
I just,
The guys that talk about it get 40,000 live viewers on that.
right.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it and I've done stuff like that around content and it works.
It works, but it's not good for them.
Yeah.
That's not how you become consistent. It goes against my philosophy.
Right. And I think most of those people will be blown out.
100%.
I really do.
Look at all the people putting money in cheddar, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I can't stand it because if you look at the chart, it's stupidity, but human beings, unfortunately.
And I'm not against people gambling or taking shots. I mean, I own penny stocks, and I know.
No, but they're putting everything in there.
right, that's
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Risk man. I put $1,000 in Shiba. I
Right,
lost 400.
yeah,
I was cool with it.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about that. Yeah,
it's risk management. You can do it. You want to put $100 in cheddar? Put $100 in cheddar.
like right now, I've got 30-something thousand in Uber,
But it's Uber.
but it's Uber,
Yeah.
and a penny stock I wouldn't let get over $2,000.
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talked about in your book people setting unrealistic expectations.
Correct.
That one's a big one. You tell people to start trading with how much?
$1,000.
$1,000.
Not more than that.
Because if you can't turn 1,000 into 1,100, I mean,
You can't turn anything into
you
anything.
can't turn 10,000 into 11,000.
Correct.
And people starting with too much money is a problem, I think.
Massive.
Because I get guys all the time, hey, I just put 50,000 in my Robinhood account. What should I buy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nothing.
Correct.
Do not buy anything.
Correct.
You're fixing to lose all your money.
That's how they blow up accounts.
Just based on that question to me.
Yes.
I mean, I was just showing, we were sitting over here and I just showed, I got a DM from a kid and he's like, hey, I got 10 grand. What stock should I buy that's going to go up big?
No.
And I'm like, you are going to lose all your money.
Correct.
And DM me back when you want to learn how to trade.
I put so many restrictions on my students, it's not even funny. I said, you're going to hate me in 5 months, but then you'll thank me in a year.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did all that. I blew out, I mean, I was just telling my wife last night. I mean, she didn't know at the time, but I easily lost $70,000.
But in the early days, you didn't
Right.
know, but you didn't know what you were
over
doing.
a period of 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Easy 70 grand.
You were randomly putting in things.
Yeah, and I made enough money to hide my losses. Like I would make 30 grand that month. Shit, you lose 5,000 trading. It's not changing your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, you lose 5,000 the next month, and then the next month, and then the next month, and then the next month, and at the end, you're like, damn.
Correct.
And I did that, man. I would blow out accounts. I would have a, $10,000. I put 6,000 of it into an oil trade, a leveraged oil options trade.
Jesus,
like all
options.
6,000.
Oh, man.
So we're going for 60 grand here,
Yeah.
and then it goes to zero, or it goes up, and then you're like, oh, and then you do that again, and then you.
And that's the reason why you barely do options because of that. Those.
Right.
Yeah. You learned.
One of the main reasons I don't do options is other people.
What does that mean? What do you mean other people?
I don't want them to.
Oh, I got you.
And I think if you're going to do them, you can do it on your own. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think most people are going to lose all their money,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be a part of it.
I got you. It's not gambling, but I've never did options. I don't understand
there's
it.
guys that teach. My friend Manny teaches
Yeah,
options. I'm
Manny's
like,
awesome.
If you want to do options, call Manny. He'll teach you.
100%.
And when you lose all your money, because you will,
Yeah.
come back to me. And it's not Manny's fault.
No. It's discipline.
It's so hard. Options go to zero, and I don't like to buy things that go to zero.
Correct. That to me is the reason why I never touched it. You're trying to tell me I lose all?
All of it.
I don't lose $1, $5 per. I
You
lose
either
it
win
all.
or lose. Now I
Yeah,
get it.
zero sum game.
They can close them out and do this and that, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so I can't do games where you either win or lose. I don't like that.
To me, that doesn't make sense. I can't even believe that's allowed.
Right.
Does anyone here do options?
Is any? I mean,
Good
to be
job.
honest, I'm
Good
not mad at
students over
anybody.
here.
Yeah, I mean, because I meet guys that are very successful at options. I mean, Tiger Woods is good at golf.
Correct.
I can't do that.
Oh, 100%. I'm cool with one of the influencers. He's the biggest guy on social media. He's bigger than all of us. His name is Umar Ashraf. Anyone probably knows him. We talk on the side. He's cool. He makes millions off of options. God bless him. That's his thing. It doesn't make sense to me. That chart, that options chart.
I bet he doesn't have 100 students doing that well. He may have
I don't know about that.
He probably has one or two here and there, but I don't think he has. I mean, maybe
He follows
I
you.
don't know.
He follows you.
Does he follow me?
Yeah, he's gonna come on my show soon. He wants to go on live on YouTube. I said I don't want to do YouTube. Come on my IG. He's huge. That'll be the show that breaks 1,000. He's massive. He has Zooms. They break thousands.
What's up, man? DM me. I didn't know he followed me.
He does. Yeah.
That's great.
When he comes on mine, yours is next.
You good? Okay, making sure. Yeah, that would be great, man. Oh, this was cool. I like this was neat for me because I believe in infinite. We both share this idea of, I don't know what you call it.
The blessings.
Yes, a universal
Give back and it
mind,
comes back.
yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, you connect over trading with the infinite amount of money trading can offer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Meaning the reason people overtrade, the reason we take so many trades is that the money's so unlimited.
They think it's
There's so much there,
correct.
and it makes you overtrade.
Correct.
It is really hard, man.
And they think you'll miss out on an opportunity. There's infinite opportunities in the market. The market's been printing. Before we were born, after when we're gone, it'll be printing money.
There is no reason to have FOMO
Correct.
because there'll be a new GameStop, a new AMC, how many coins are the new hot coin?
Every day there's so many, we can't even keep track.
Yeah, it was Shiba, and then before that it was Doge, and before that it was something. Now
Leave America and there's one every day in other parts of the world. I have traders all
Right.
over the earth and they're like, what about this one? I'm like, we can't even get this in America. How the hell did you get this coin?
right,
So yeah,
and there's stocks that way. I'm trying to think of one right now that's running, but I can't.
my MRO just won't stop.
Well, the oil trade has been.
Won't stop.
And I've been blessed. My largest holdings are oil stocks.
Yes,
And obviously that looks real good right now.
100%. And it won't. It just keeps going and
Right.
going.
I mean, between Exxon, Chevron, Conoco, I mean, those positions have grown so large.
I haven't looked at those. I have to look at those. I
Yeah.
just looked at my focus MRO.
And we were talking about that earlier when I first, I don't want to say first was teaching on Instagram, but early into my Instagram teaching, oil just got waxed. And
This was when Trump was running and it was below zero that time?
yeah, so I guess I'd been on Instagram for a while already. Anyway, oil was, it went to zero at one point.
Below zero.
Yeah, and I'm like-
Negative, right?
And Jim Cramer's on TV telling people the stupidest thing you could do is own Exxon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, $28,
Yeah.
where oil's zero.
Yeah.
It's not possible for it to stay there.
Yeah.
This is the easiest trade ever.
Correct.
And he was telling people, do not buy Exxon. So I bought the shit out of Exxon. Like,
You know, you do the well. See, I don't want to talk about Jim Cramer because he's gonna come on my show eventually. But no,
hit him up, Jim.
but just do the opposite of what he says. No offense, I'm just being honest.
Right.
Just do the opposite of what he says.
And he's on there, the millennials that run these hedge funds now, they won't buy dirty.
They'll
he's
clean
clean-
everything,
yeah,
clean
yeah,
energy.
it's
Yeah.
I see. The thing is, I've been in the market long enough.
To know.
I heard that same story about McDonald's. This is dirty food.
Don't buy the stock.
Yeah,
They said that?
Yeah, they were
Uh-uh.
like, its stock had fallen to like $60. The millennials don't want their kids eating McDonald's. They all eat healthy, and I'm like, yeah, until they have kids and the kid won't shut up, they're gonna go to McDonald's. All parents do, man. And it's been one of my greatest buys, man. Was just going against what everyone was saying, the prevailing. And it wasn't a light trend either. I mean, it was on the news. There's all kinds of shit in there.
Yeah.
Like now, you're gonna see Tesla's gonna put Uber out of business.
Because with their self-driving cars eventually.
Yeah, right. So they're starting an app now with where
Correct.
their own rideshare software.
No.
Right. You can't just jump in and it's not gonna. That would take time.
Correct.
Right. In the meantime, Uber's the top player.
100%.
Yeah.
I've traveled half the world and Uber's buying up everybody. I was in Dubai a few years ago. They had multiple apps.
Right.
Uber bought all of them.
bought all of them.
Yep, that's what they're doing. They're taking over the world. So Uber is going to be running the show for a long, long time. No, but I like what you said about that. During COVID, I traded airlines, JetBlue. People attacked me viciously. Oh, look at this guy. He's a scammer telling people to buy airline stock while there's COVID and no one's flying. And I'm going, but here's my wins. I went live. I'm showing you what I'm making. No, what the hell? I'm like, okay.
Right.
I'll continue to do what I do.
Right. And so going against the grain.
That's the secret right there, by the way. Do the opposite of what society's doing. You'll win.
Right. Even in short-term trading, like
Correct.
you said, you're trying to find these bottom stocks. They're going to have long up moves, so you can day trade them in and out in that prevailing trend that's going to be higher.
Correct.
Where I consider myself what I call a position trader. So I take a position, say in Uber. I don't care if Uber is $60 or $20. Once I'm in it, I'm buying stage ones and I'm downsizing stage threes.
Oh.
This will confuse people because that could happen. It could go down and then up, and technically we're underwater still.
Yeah.
And I'd be trimming it
No.
because the RSI says it's done going up.
Correct.
So I trim it back. Now, and that's the general flow. So the ebb and what I call the money flow.
Yeah.
Market flows in, market flows out. I got a little video talking about that. And that I lost my train of thought. That thank you.
What did we get? That sponsorship?
Yeah, it's just switched me beers.
Oh,
from
okay. I think we
Miller
got a
Lite to
core
Coors.
sponsorship
TAP,
over here.
TAP is the ticker symbol.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My sponsorship, MFG.
MFG. Yeah, lost my train of thought there, what I was saying. But like you said, anyway, going against the grain is usually really smart.
Correct.
Just it doesn't always feel smart in the moment, you know.
If you want to follow those Twitter people that push these nonsensical penny stocks, do the opposite of them. Literally, that's all the secrets right there.
Yeah,
do the opposite.
probably so there. We talked about over trading. Now, something you do, I mean, being a day trader or short-term trader, you have to cut losses and have stops. I don't do this much, but you're in your world, you have to.
100%.
You'll have to. You'll lose all your money.
It breaks support, get out. You can always get back in. The daily level of support, the weekly level of support is the strongest level of support. Anytime the candle's below it, get out and you can always get back in. You don't know how far it could fall. Like, just look at what's been happening in the market lately. It just keeps falling and falling and falling. My Ethereum is down over $1,800 for God's sakes. Imagine having all that cash as a big position to go back in. So 100%.
Right. If you're day trade, I mean, you have to because your position size. Now, my goal when as a position trader, like I said, I have large positions in oil right now. So yes, my growth stocks are going down.
Yeah.
Uber's down, but my Exxon is really up. And this game works out over time with the way I trade. But let's say that you read a bunch of day trading stuff, and then you come trade with me. You're gonna be all fucked up. You're gonna be like, what is this guy doing?
100%.
Right? And the same, and vice versa.
Correct.
Right. So clarity of what it is you're trying to do, man, is so important.
That's why if you check the link, my website, my free course, now the book, the trading journal, all connected to one person. When you're watching the live show, I tell them now that the book is out for people, read the book and watch me live at the same time and correlate it. You can't mix and match other people's ideas.
Right. And it is legitimately free. There's not like, it's free plus shipping.
No, it's free. You have it.
Right,
you
I
have
know.
their emails,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just give it to them.
Yeah, it's.
I also have this for you guys, everybody. Here.
Yeah, Ethereum.
Ethereum coins as a thank you for coming to see me. So everybody, take one.
When I first met the professor, he gave me a Bitcoin.
Everybody, I brought it for you
I
guys.
started carrying it with me everywhere I go, man. And like when I meet people, I'll pull it out. You got any Bitcoin?
Hey, Professor, you want an ounce of silver?
Don't give away my silver, man.
Guys, here. Because my biggest position, I gave you my cap, is Ethereum. Hands down, my biggest. You can take it. Is Ethereum, and I know for a fact that Ethereum is the future of cryptocurrency. I was worried about bringing this through TSA. They would think these are silver coins, and I would get like a tax hit. Swear to God, I messaged you that. You said, don't worry about it.
I said, tell them they're your business logo. They won't know.
I got one for everyone, right? Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you don't have one, wait for it to go a little further and just get one and see what happens. We talked about this. Nothing in the market, in the stock market, moves like Ethereum. Hundreds to thousands of dollars in a few weeks, up and down, up and down. Just imagine what you could do with that kind of money just coming in regularly. We said everybody would be rich if it was in the stock market.
Right.
If people knew that. Because people think crypto's a scam still, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's getting there. It took a while for me to come around. It's
Well, if it wasn't for my mentor, I would have never got into crypto. He owns a crypto hedge fund.
Right.
He's the only reason I'm big into Ethereum. He taught me.
We talked about being the spider. You have a list of. You had on page 16. You had this 40 common mistakes.
Yes. That's from all the DMs I've ever gotten, and I put them all into 40.
What do you think of the top couple? What's the ones that we all you think?
Calling yourself stupid. Calling yourself stupid constantly. Like you're in the trade, I'm so stupid, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
The minute it goes a little bit down. Understanding that it goes down. You want ups and downs, ups and downs. If you're trading something that only goes up, that's not good.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah, some to that effect, what you said, the language that you use, because I see this a lot in our trade room. It always pisses me off. Oh, this stock is killing me. Is it? Is it killing you?
Mindset.
Right.
Oh.
How about maybe it's giving you an opportunity. Like if we're position trading and we don't need to sell Uber today, and because of Putin, I can buy Uber at 33. Is that killing me or is that an opportunity?
Correct. Opportunity.
Right. So usually when someone's saying that, their clarity of their time frame is off. So maybe they're wanting to be a day trader, but they're trading with me.
Right.
And they're frustrated. You know, it'd be like trading with you, and they're like, why do we keep getting stopped out? And you're like, because we get in and out.
No.
I mean, it'd be silly to get mad about that. That's
Correct.
part of the damn system.
Correct.
Yeah, and I get a lot of them too. Well, you know, I got stopped out. I'm like, well, you put in the order.
That's why I teach them mental stop losses, not physical stop losses, because they're hunting for this. People that hunt for, when you guys know what stop loss is, right? You put it in, so if it gets below, it takes it out. The other side can see those levels, and they take you out. You ever notice that when you're in a trade, the minute it hits that, you get out, it goes right back up. Hands up if you notice that.
Yeah.
Because they're watching it. They're hunting for those. So I tell my traders a mental stop loss, but that's where discipline comes to play. Where if it hits that level, you have to get out yourself. But remember, I'm not talking penny stock. I'm talking blue chips. Blue chips are not falling $3 in a millisecond. A penny stock is falling 3, 5, gets halted in a millisecond. So there's the difference right there at the same time.
I refer to this as back in the box.
Tell me what.
I think it's the most bullish sign if we're trading to the upside. Let's say a stock is going sideways, it's holding support. And for me, sideways is at least 4 candles, whatever your time frame, right? You're going sideways. And then it breaks that.
No.
Comes right back into it. The next candle, next day, next whatever your time frame is. That back into it is super bullish.
Yes.
For that.
It took everybody, they stopped everybody out.
It
took
really
everybody
wants
out.
to go higher. And my
Yes.
best trades have come from, and I'm thinking one that happened in COVID. It was right when Warren Buffett was dumping all of Delta. And that caused people to sell their Delta stock
course.
because Warren Buffett got out.
Yeah.
I can't imagine selling a stock because one guy didn't want it.
Yeah.
But there's people that do that. Well, we don't know. I don't know why he's selling Delta.
Same for you. If you told them you're selling it, everyone's going to, hands up. If GP was selling a stock, you all sell it too. Hands up.
Well, yeah, some of them probably would do
See?
it with me. Right.
See?
But we're doing it as a group. That's a little like me and Buffett aren't cool. Like he's not on the phone with me saying, hey, GP, let's trim a little. Like we're not doing that. So
That would be cool.
yeah, that'd be great. Then I would be doing it, right?
They'd be taking you to McDonald's.
Yeah.
He loves McDonald's.
Yeah, if Buffett called me on the phone, I would probably go, oh, okay, sir, sell Delta. But we started buying it, and there was a movement. It went sideways. It was low of COVID, the worst.
Yeah, I remember.
And then it broke it, and it went down like really big.
What was the low on Delta? Because
And,
JetBlue was
man,
$7.
Yeah, I want to say it was down in the teens.
Gotcha.
And we have family members that work it down. I just couldn't believe it because prior to COVID, they were having the best financial time they had had in forever. Bonuses are flying. Family they're buying new cars and motorcycles, and it's like good times are here, just like that.
COVID.
And when that stock busted, I'm on the phone and I'm like, man, are you going out of business? Next day, or I think it was the next day or the next day too, right back in the box, and then never looked back, man. That thing was gone. Someone busted that down.
To get everybody out at cheaper rates.
Right.
They wanted everybody
all those
shares.
stops because it had put in a solid box, and they were like, let's bust this down.
Was it just the wick or the whole body?
It was just slammed down, and I want to say it was. I don't think it was that day. Those are even more powerful, but it was like the next day it opened down and then turned right around and came right back into the box, and then we got stopped out.
No.
And then I said, buy again.
No.
Some people were like, fuck that. I'm getting in and out. And, they didn't like that.
No.
And it never looked back, man. Anyway, I call that back in the box. Like if you have a level, it breaks, it comes back, it's back in the box. It's super bullish. And in your case, you guys would just buy it back again.
Correct. When it gets above the strongest level of support, weekly or daily time frame.
Now, here's a way to split the difference if you like to use, because some people can't do what I do, like riding a stock down. They can't ride Uber from 50 to 30. It just, they can't. You talk about this. You don't like that. That's not your thing.
No.
Yeah.
Like I did that with Ethereum. I'm never doing that with Ethereum again. I'm done. My Ethereum
Some
is
people can't stomach it, man. They can't. It kills them.
No, my thing is not the stomaching because it's going to build my school. It's that, imagine it's a 6-figure position, my Ethereum. Every cent I make from seminars, my paintings, people buy my paintings.
Right.
The private lessons goes into Ethereum. This is the school fund. So I was ready to sell at 4,800. The tax bill in my head came about as I'm literally sitting to hit sell on Coinbase, bro. I'm like, this tax is gonna kill me.
Right.
And now look where it came. Imagine if I had all that cash to put it right back in. But we talked about it. You need discipline to be able to control yourself on that.
Right. And my fear is you make that move, you now executed a tax bill, and then it comes right back in the box. You know what, you're buying it back?
Yeah.
And it's moving up, and now you just paid an unnecessary tax bill.
And that's the freaking...
That's my fear.
That's my problem, yeah.
Right, right.
That's why I'm going to Puerto Rico. No taxes.
And you get what we just said there. Like if you sell it, there's no takebacks. Like you now owe this tax money. Turn around the next day and buy it. You paid an unnecessary tax bill.
Correct.
You know, so you would never want to do that on a buy and hold position.
No.
So I do a lot of trimming. I sell some, like in that situation, maybe sell 10%, sit on it.
Gotcha.
20%.
Okay.
And now we're trading around Ethereum. So we always have a core of X number of coins, say.
No.
And when it breaks out, I want this many coins. And when it breaks down, I want to go back to
You can never have enough Ethereum coins. As you notice, everybody got an Ethereum coin. Hopefully you guys, who doesn't have one? Who does not have a real Ethereum coin, like in your Coinbase? Who doesn't have one? You three don't have a single, why? Can I ask why?
I'm just a real estate guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a
Can
real
I ask
estate
why?
guy.
But you follow me.
I only got one.
All right.
I'm mostly involved in real estate. I have a.
Oh, okay, real estate. No, that's a valid reason. Real estate people are
He
valid
said
reason.
just he owns like 20-something doors, though. So
Nice.
it's a little
No, I know. I watched it live with those three real estate guys, and some of them said no Ethereum, no crypto. I was like, what? At least some, a little bit.
Most of my real estate friends do not do stocks or anything.
At all.
Yeah, I'm the weird one out on that.
But is there a reason why? No cryptocurrency, no.
Me personally, it's ignorance.
Gotcha.
And staying focused with my real estate.
Right, what we were talking
What we're talking,
about.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
You know, for me to get to even 10% of the level of what you are, I'm going to have to put months into it.
Yes,
Right.
100% right. I only have one house, my house. I'm not a real estate guy. I just want my school in Puerto Rico. That's my only so I feel you 100%. You're right. Valid.
And I
Valid.
you hear me yell a lot. Straight line,
Yes.
straight line.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
I like the squirrel thing.
Yeah.
Squirrel. I love
You know,
that.
like from the thing, the dog on the cartoon, squirrel. And it's like we're trying to do this task, and then it's always something pulling you.
I became you on my live on Tuesday, where I'm like, y'all be squirreling around. NFTs, I gotta get 10. The next coin, I gotta get cheddar. And you wonder why you're not consistent. You're running out squirreling. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Like when you said the spooning one, I love that new one. You said spooning. You just want to spoon your
That's-
girlfriend. You don't want to learn about stocks. Just want to spoon. I was dying. Dying. I was like, yo, this is the funniest thing he's ever said, spooning.
I know, and I was on the spooning kick for like 3-4
Yes,
lives.
yes. I loved
Finally,
every
I was like,
bit.
all right, I better stop this spooning.
I loved
thing.
every bit.
I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't know where that comes from. I was just like, and then I was like,
Oh.
I was like, don't buy your girlfriend anything for Valentine's Day.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah, I was like, don't buy her shit. I was like, whatever. And I said for women too, don't buy your boyfriend nothing because whatever you buy him is going to zero.
What'd they say in the comments?
Oh, people were laughing. You
Oh,
know?
okay.
I'm like, it's going to zero. Buy Uber stock instead.
Yeah. By Ethereum.
And yeah. And then I was like, now if you're married, don't do anything I just said. That's gonna backfire on you. That will backfire on you, and don't blame me. But it's true, man. And I was talking about, if you look at our lives, me too, and I'm not exempt to this. Buy food. I mean, we need to buy food, right? We need clothes. We need all these things. But if you look at the sum total of your life, if everything you're buying and all of your time and energy goes to something that ultimately gets thrown away, it's impossible to have wealth.
Correct.
So you walk through, one of the things, as soon as Robert walked up, he's a real estate guy, oh my God, like these houses. And I know what he's thinking. They've been collecting rent for 200 years. Right? That's what he's, I mean, there's no business in this town. Well, there's one bar that's been here for, I guess, 100 and something years. Yeah, 170 years.
Damn.
So think of all the businesses that have come and gone.
Yeah.
And these houses are still here, And that's how I see blue chip stocks. McDonald's ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
The price might go up and down.
No.
But it ain't going nowhere.
Correct.
And there's a whole bunch of those. So once you know that, then the wealth process gets easier.
Correct.
I really think. Like
That's where the conviction comes to play, right? That's why you
Conviction.
only hear me say Ethereum 24/7.
Right, and
Yeah.
you're consistent in that, and you have to have that, man. You have to have things that like this is ride or die,
Yeah.
and because if you don't, then it's hard to stay in the game.
Correct.
Like when COVID first happened, and being a landlord, I'm seeing the president on TV say you don't have to pay your rent.
No.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
No.
I mean, I've never thought that was ever something they could say. Like, I mean, what do you mean not pay your rent?
What was your reaction the second you heard that?
Right. I mean, I was in shock. I was in shock. I couldn't believe what he was saying. And I'm like, all right, so they're going to stop, taxes,
thought it was fake?
insurance. Yeah, I'm like, this can't happen.
Yeah.
This is illegal. You can't say that.
No.
You can't tell people not to follow a contract they signed.
No.
I didn't even think that was legal. Like, you can't say that. It's a common law, man.
Correct.
It's bigger than the president. And, but at the same time, then the stock market's crashing.
No.
Right. And at the same time, like I had like 180 people in our group, our trading. It was small. We were just getting going. I'm 6 months, not even 5 months into the group, and we were total collapse of the stock market.
Jesus.
And it drops to like 40 people.
They left?
Yes, they're gone.
They
Gone.
say the stock market's a scam, that type of thing, and they're going
Out.
Damn.
And at the same time, I got kids coming in at the bottom,
Yes.
and they're like, "Man, this is awesome."
Yes.
How do two people have a different reaction?
Yeah.
And I talk about this like if you sell me a stock and I'm buying a stock, or if you're selling me a foreclosure, if you're foreclosing, and to me it's an opportunity.
Correct.
But we're both transacting on the same thing,
Yeah.
but different mind, right? Different situation. That's always fascinated me.
Correct. There's opportunities everywhere.
Right.
That's what made me get into shorting. Going back to Danny P, he had a talk with me. He came to New York. We were trading at the hotel, and he goes, "Listen, all my money was made with real estate and foreclosures. That's where I made all my millions." I was like, "Damn." He's like, "If a stock's going down, short it." I never used to short because I'm like, I don't feel right about it. It makes me feel the type of way that this is going down. People are losing money. I'm making money on it. But then after that talk, I'm like, he's right. There's opportunities everywhere. You just have to find them.
So when you say short,
When the stock goes down, you make money.
right? I tend to mostly just short index funds. Obviously, looking back, I should have shorted the hell out of a lot of stocks recently. Obviously, right? Looking back, but
You want a story on that?
What?
The most money I've ever made was trading JetBlue this time, under Trump, of course. And remember when Trump used to tweet the craziest things?
Oh, yeah.
One tweet would make the S&P go up or down. And this one time he said, "I'm not giving the airlines any stimulus." And I'm watching this. SPY's going down. I short JetBlue. $8,000 in so fast because the SPY just went, and JetBlue follows the SPY.
Right.
So the SPY goes down. You got to find blue chips that follow the SPY. I call the SPY the crystal ball effect. So
that's
if you
funny that you guys know what I call it. The wind.
the wind, the which way the wind blows. Yeah.
So if you're in a sailboat, the wind ain't blowing this way. You
I
ain't
love
going
sailing,
nowhere.
so I
Right.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So do you guys watch the SPY while you trade your? Oh, you do that too?
Yeah. So we watch the SPY. We watch.
And your stock at the same time.
Well, and I'll tell them it's impossible. For the most part, it's impossible for your stock to go up if the SPY is going down.
Correct.
I mean, the rare stock will. The rare, but you know that if it beats earnings and breaks out, if the rest of the market's down, it's going down.
Correct.
It's not going to hold that.
If you guys go back to my IGTV, I just recently was live trading in the morning with my traders, Robinhood. And if you watch the video, I think it's like 2.5 hours long while we're trading Robinhood live. You hear my traders in the back and me going, "What's the SPY doing? How's the SPY on the 15-minute? How's the SPY on the 5-minute?" The SPY is your everything, like literally. And if you're trading crypto, if anyone doing that, Bitcoin is your SPY, vice versa.
I try to watch Bitcoin every hour on the hour, and my wife will attest. I get up in the middle of the night and check it.
I'm trying to. I got better now. I've been now for the first time I started trading cryptocurrency. I'm trading a coin, and I was getting too aggressive. So I'm like, no. So I found a way to do it. I set alerts, and I don't think about it anymore.
Right, and I'm not even gonna do anything when I look at it. This
You
is
just want to know.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
And so like it's not like at 3 in the morning I'm gonna make some move. I just go, huh? I just look at it.
Yeah.
I just want to be in tune with it.
Are you not losing your mind with that? Because I was losing my mind, so I set alert. Now I can't do it anymore.
No. And
makes me
you'll-
go
you'll
crazy.
See me, and if anybody here's had conversations with me, we'll be talking, and then about part way through it,
Bitcoin.
I just look at my phone, and it's not that I'm not listening to you. I'm checking where
Yeah.
oil is, where Bitcoin is,
Yeah.
where like I wanted. We were sitting over here, and someone asked me, "Who was it? Where's Bitcoin?" I forget who it was. Someone asked me, and I said, "I think it's
41,000. Right?
No, it's well, I don't know what is the time.
probably
but
just fallen.
But it was 43 something. I said, So most of the time, if you ask me, I can be within a few $100s of it, and I try to be that way all the time. Same with housing prices. I like to drive around. As I walk through here, I'm pulling them up on Realtor. I want to be in even if I can't make a move or do anything. I want to know. What you think about comes about, right?
Correct.
So I would like to have $1 million in Bitcoin. A way to do that is think a lot about it.
Correct.
Or in houses. Now I've been talking about I want 4 Airbnbs.
You're at 1, right? The Florida
I'm at
one?
1. Did you want?
Thank you.
Right. So I'm going to get 4. You're going to see it documented on Instagram.
You're doing that again. You want 20. Remember you said to yourself when you were younger, I want 10 houses. Why didn't I say 100?
Right. So
Don't
I
do
should
that.
I should be saying 8 or 12.
10.
Yes. Man, that was great. That's my friend, the Day Trade Professor. Hey, stay tuned. Part 2's coming soon. Part 2, video 2 will be dropping soon. This was a 2-hour and 20-minute video. Hey, man, I hope to see you at my house in New Orleans. We do these private events called Life is a Trade. When the tickets go on sale, they don't last long. I look forward to meeting you and hearing your story. God bless.